If you're alone in the woods, seeing a man is 10 times scarier than seeing a bear.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Man is scary.
With a bear.
Well, I've heard about bears. They don't always attack you, right? So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear.
I agree with these women. If it were me and I was alone in the woods, I would prefer to see a bear than a man. It's not a bear that's roofying women. It's not a bear that is involved in sex trafficking. It's not a bear that women have to fear whenever they divorce that man or break up with that man. It's not a bear. It's a man. I genuinely feel like it should be disheartening for men to realize that so many women would rather take their chances with an animal than one of them. Not all men are dangerous. Not all men need to be feared. But there are so many of you that turned a blind eye to your friend, your frat brother, your cousin, your brother, neighbor. So many men that you know are dangerous and that women should fear, but you say nothing about it. Truthfully, if men were honest and they were alone in the woods, even they would take their chances with a bear than another man.
In today's video, we're going to take a look at this trending topic that's on TikTok that was recommended to me by this commenter that goes by the name Mustard Skaven. She kind of gave me a heads up on what the subject was about. After looking into it, it turns out to be like a hypothetical situation, and it's more of a women's space, but men chime in on it too, and it's a whole debate about that situation. It's not really an argument, it's just a debate. Well, I guess you could say it's an argument. I do take women's safety seriously, but women have changed the meaning from encountering a man or bear to being left alone or maybe even stuck in the woods with a man or a bear. And it's automatically assumed by the women that the men camping in the woods is the gym creep and his buddies. So hypothetically, I'm going to assume that the bear in the woods is this bear. But all joking aside, I can see where both parties are coming from, and plus this is a women's space, so I really don't have much to say on it. So I'm going to let the rest of the video play out, and let's see where this conversation goes.
A bear. You'd really rather be out in the forest with a bear. Like, these girls are losing their mind. You know what that is? That is a classic cultural gaslighting tactic. I saw someone sharing a story about somebody getting eaten by a bear and how it took 6 minutes. I would take those 6 minutes over the 18 hours that I spent trapped with a man. I would take those 6 minutes. Like, best case scenario, you come across a bear in the woods, it goes past you. Best case scenario, you come across a man in the woods, it goes past you. Worst case scenario, the bear eats you. It takes 6 minutes. Ouch, that sucks. Worst case scenario with a man. I can't even say it on here. Like, worst case scenario with a man is things like what Bundy would do. Like, worst case scenario with a man, I end up on a true crime podcast. Y'all heard those details? Have y'all heard how long? Like 6 minutes, if you're lucky. I would take the bear. I would take the bear any damn day of the week. And I love the way that our culture continually just tries to make women just seem like they're crazy. Like, it's just like, oh, no, you wouldn't. Yes, baby, I would. And I really, really hope that you never go through half of the things that I've been through. Believe women. Bottom line, believe women.
So here's what men are not getting about the man or bear conversation. It's not that we think bears are legitimately safer than men. The man or bear question is a trolley problem. There is no way out of the scenario that doesn't involve a lot of violence. But one form of violence in this question is sexual and psychological. The other is just physical. A bear can't gaslight you to the point where you believe that you deserved or wanted the attack. A bear can't manipulate you to the point where you don't know who you are anymore. A bear attack will not leave you questioning every single aspect of yourself. A bear can only unalive you. A man can violate you so bad he'll make you want to unalive yourself. We're saying that physical violence is less scary than what y'all can do to us.
Unpopular opinion, I'm choosing the man. Everyone on my For You page right now is debating this one question. Who would you rather be alone with in the woods? A man or a bear? And from what I'm seeing, everyone's choosing the bear. Are you guys okay? Are you guys good? Never have I ever Googled what to do if I see a man. Never have I ever practiced the stance I'm gonna use if I happen to run into a man. Call me delusional, but I am not surviving casually running into a bear. A man, I feel like I have a chance. I legitimately have a fighting chance. Listen, I know men could be dangerous, but bears could be friendly. Listen to those sentences. A man can be dangerous, but a bear could be friendly. I'm gonna take my chances with the man. Maybe I'm being too confident, but I feel like I can talk my way out of a man attack. How am I supposed to communicate with a bear? You know? Are you guys really choosing a bear over a man in the woods? Is it just me?
If you're a man and you're still on the fence about this question, please consider this, okay? This is me 1 year ago. I was 305 pounds. Okay, and, this is me now. And I am happy and proud about all of that and what it means for my health, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm absolutely more terrified of men than I was a year ago. Facts are facts. I was harder to carry last year. I was harder to kidnap. I was harder to kill. When's the last time y'all lost weight and thought about any of this shit? Furthermore, I see it in the way y'all look at me. Not all of you, obviously. I understand it's not a okay, but it's true. It's true. I am treated differently now because I am a different size. I'm not even small. Look at okay, I still have weight to lose, but the point is, doing something for my health has put me at more risk of getting SA. There's just no denying it. And if you are a woman who's lost weight before, I'd really love to see your opinion on this because I'm sure I can't be the only one. So if you're a man, please consider that. We choose the bear.
I dropped the video where I gave my take on would you rather be stuck in the woods with a bear or just some random man. But what people don't seem to understand is anybody who says the bear, I'm literally not listening to anything they have to say. The thing about the scenario, if it's just going to be a regular man, then it's also just going to be a regular bear. If it's going to be a dangerous man, then it's also going to be a dangerous bear. So if it's just going to be a regular man, assuming his head is on straight, he's not doing anything to you. Same as the bear, but the bear can always get hungry. It's just a safer, smarter option to be with a regular man than a bear, and I hate how I have to tell you this. Even in the sense of danger, if the implication is that they're both dangerous, the bear and the man, they're still choosing the bear, okay, you can do that. I won't even argue with that. She can pull out whatever statistics she wants. It's always going to be safer to be with a man than a bear, no matter what the implication is. Don't get it twisted, it's really just the chronically online women who are giving this take about being with the bear instead of the man. I don't really take their opinion seriously anyways. You gotta understand what type of women those are. The women who go on the internet complaining about toxic masculinity all day, but as soon as they get into a physical confrontation, they're gonna call the police so they can get a quote-unquote toxically masculine man to handle that situation so she can feel safe again. Or a woman who just goes around all day talking about misogyny but doesn't even know what misandry is. Yeah, that's the kind of women we're talking about. So yeah, no, it's not all women, it's just the chronically online ones. I'm not completely oblivious. I know there's a lot of women that went through things that make them shaky as far as answering this kind of thing, but do realize the hypothetical is just a regular man with a regular bear, or a dangerous man and a dangerous bear. No matter what implication it is, it's always going to be better to choose the man, because to a head-to-head option, you have a better chance of beating the man in every regard, versus a bear, you have no chance at all. And I don't know why it's so hard to wrap your head around that. I'm really just seeing that more as a cry for help. This internet shit is different, because you'll say something like that and I'll get called insecure, or I don't have a relationship with women, or I don't have a relationship with my mom. Damn near everything I talk about on this account, it's been from experience, and it's from the shit that my mom tells me about. And my sister's like my best friend. But anyways, as far as, the bear versus the man argument, I'm done with that. I'm completely mentally checked out. If them chronically online hoes need something, just tell them to call the bear, since they love that bear so much. Don't call the police when you ever feel like a sense of danger coming up. Call the bear, because I have some bad news. This isn't who's coming to save you. This cute ass bear, that's not who's coming. Bro right here, and he's gonna eat you before he can even help you. He can't even conceptualize what hope is. Hunger really trumps anything that he's feeling, so good luck with that.
Man versus bear, I'm choosing the man. Every time. Well, I guess it depends on the bear. If it's a red panda, I'm dead by default. The thing's so cute. It would be a puddle on the floor. Back to the point though. Do you know how much ammunition it takes to take down a bear? Especially an angry bear. Woo! more than you have, more than likely. Do you know how much it takes to take down a man? Significantly less, especially if you know where to hit. So, yeah, I would choose a man over a bear, because I value my life, and I'm against animal cruelty.
Of course women are choosing the bear over being with a man. Even as a man, if I had to pick between a man in the woods or a bear, I'm 100% choosing a bear. Should put 10 bears or just leave the normal amount of bears in a forest. And if men were being totally honest, they would not want to be in the forest with a guy over a bear. And I think that a lot of people who are picking the man over the bear haven't really thought about it. Because obviously, yeah, the bear might eat you. And like, you'll hear terrible cases where they eat people's faces or their arms. It might even take them a couple hours to finish mauling you. Sometimes they'll even come back later. But a man will do so much worse. They can make like a dungeon and lock you up for like 30 years. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 online the other day. There's only one other person on the server. And so he just proceeded to over and over come hogtie me and then throw me in a lake. A bear would never do those things. And the truth is that bears are pretty easy to live with overall. Like if you just don't leave your food out, if you don't go around their young, don't mess with them while they're eating. Those all account for the vast majority of bear attacks. But attacks by a human, by a man, it could be any reason. They might just be bored. Honestly, the longer this trend goes on, I think the guys that answer that they'd rather be in the woods with a guy, they're the kind of guys that women are afraid to be with. They're picking the bear over you. Even when I go hiking, I carry, and it's not because I'm scared of bears.
As a male hiker, I didn't realize that we had such a poor reputation when it comes to women. I really don't think it's deserved. I mean, are women getting mauled by a bunch of male hikers somewhere? I mean, is there an epidemic of women being attacked in the woods? Because it's like, I mean, like I have like GPS, I could help you, you know, if you're lost, if you need, you know, sun protection, I got you. If you're hungry, I got almonds, you know. If you got blisters or injured, I got moleskin to help you out. If you're cold, I got some, you know, hand warmers and stuff like that, you know. But you guys would rather run into a bear than me, you know. I mean, all right, that's fine, I guess.
This man versus bear debate that's going around on TikTok has to literally be one of the most dumbest questions that had ever been asked to the public. First of all, the question is low-key being unspecific. What type of bear you're going to be dealing with, what type of man you're going to be dealing with. Again, people are just going to go with their best answer, but the stuff they say afterwards genuinely don't make no sense. I seen some people talk about they'd rather be in the woods with a bear than a man because they feel more safer with the bear than an actual dude. Like, you can't just brush up on some survival skills while you're in those woods and take out that dude. And it's a bear. Do you not know how dangerous a bear is? Do you not know how much they weigh? Do you not know how much their bite force is? Unlike the men in the forest, a bear don't care if you're crying or you're upset or if anything. They're going to attack you regardless. If they're hungry, if they feel threatened, if you're near its cubs, you're going to get taken out with no questions asked. And then now there is a man. Like I said, all you got to do is brush up on some survival skills in the woods and you will more than likely take out that man and that whole woods is yours. And then there's a bear. If you were to go ahead and just launch every bit of ammunition in that bear, I guarantee you that bear is still finna be standing getting ready to charge at you, bro. Because unlike men, bears actually got more durability when it comes to them. So if you were to try to survive yourself against a bear and you don't got the right equipment, you are screwed. At least with a man, you have a better chance of either becoming allies with him or he.
But y'all acting like men are scarier than bears? You ain't watched enough nature documentaries.
Junko rejected a guy in high school and he couldn't accept the fact that she said no to him. So him and his friends decided to kidnap her and torture her. So when they brought her back to the place, they hung her from the ceiling, beat her with golf clubs and bats and other objects. They also lit her on fire and used her as a punching bag. They also would her and bring other men to do the same to her as well as beat her. They also made her eat live cockroaches as well as drink her own bodily fluids. They also did disgusting things such as putting objects on fire inside of her. They lit fireworks inside of her, and all of this damage internally destroyed her body. This is one of all the things that they did to her. This is one of all the things that they did to her. This is one of all the things that they did to her.
He'll kill you, and then he'll go to work on you.
I'm not even going to name all of it. And so because she went through all this torture, she was no longer attractive to them. So they beat her even more, and they also went to go look for another woman where they assaulted and all because she was no longer attracted to them. By the way, only one of them got charged. The other ones are still roaming free to this day. So I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of comments that are going to say, oh, not all men do this. I'm not saying all men, but not all bears either.
I had to listen to this video a few times, and if this story sounds suspect, it's probably because it's her version. The person that she mentioned is a real person that goes by the name of Junko. But if you do a quick Google search, the first thing that will pop up is information about Junko and a Wikipedia link that gives their version of events. If you're thinking about commenting on this story, click the link in the description first, then come back and comment. The story isn't the focal point, she is.
A bear. You would rather be stuck in the forest with a bear over a man. Let's go ahead and hang these internet conversations up right now expeditiously. This was just rage baiting at its finest, right? And I can't even entertain it because at the end of the day, we all know how thirsty women are for men. We all know how women bend over backwards for men. We all know the things that women are willing to do for men. So to believe that they'd rather be stuck in the forest with a bear rather than a man, be for real. The craziest part about the question was they never said a violent man. They never said a serial killer. They never said anything as far as the type of man that you'd be in the forest with. But immediately the first thing that they assumed is that the man would be more violent than the bear. As if on a day-to-day basis they fighting for their life when they dealing with men and encountering men on a day-to-day basis. I seen one woman stitch the video and she made it seem as if on a day-to-day basis she have to go through all of these different things to avoid men. You probably need to seek help, because if you're dealing with trauma that's that severe that you're scared of all men, you probably need to go talk to somebody. Because I'm not discounting the fact that you may have some trauma that stems from a man, but you need to talk to somebody if it's impacting your life that seriously and drastically. I'm so tired of watching women make it seem like men are the only threats to anybody, the only violent ones, when I watch countless shows about women being violent. I just watched a video online of a woman beating on a mentally ill child on the school bus. You got countless teachers who get arrested for molesting their students. You got women out here unaliving their children, unaliving their boyfriends because they can't manipulate him or get him to do what they want him to do. So to believe that men are the only threats to anybody, the only violent ones out here, no. Bad people come in both sexes, both men and women. But to believe that y'all would rather be outside in the forest with a bear over a man, do it. Do it. I want to see you go out there in the forest, number one, by yourself, and then be out there with a bear. All right? And let's see how that go. Let's see if that's scarier than you walking down the street. Let's see if that's scarier than you going to the grocery store and having to encounter men, and men actually having to be there. All right, y'all do the absolute most on this internet. Hang these internet conversations up now.
So if you had the choice, leaving me in the woods with a man or a bear? It's a hypothetical question.
Saying you're gonna leave me in the water with a mermaid or a shark? What kind of question is that?
What does your instinct tell you?
Probably a man.
Over a bear?
If your husband leaves you out in the woods alone, I don't think it matters to him what you encounter out there.
So it appears that we've come full circle to arrive back at common sense, I fear. But why did you say trapped? Be so fucking for real right now. There is no way y'all would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear over a man. I don't feel that way. That's just a direct quote that I wrote down from a creator that I'm not going to stitch because I feel like he's getting attention that he didn't totally anticipate, but is probably enjoying just a little bit too much. I'm gonna read it again. There is no way y'all would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear over a man. My guy, who said trapped? The question that was originally posed was, as a woman who was alone in the woods, would you rather encounter a bear or a man? If I'm in the woods and a bear's in the woods, I'm not trapped in the woods with a bear. We are just coexisting in the woods. Why did you say trapped? Bears don't trap. Trapping is a hunting behavior exhibited by man.
In these next two clips, let's take a look at how these women try to indirectly manipulate these men into siding with them.
Would you rather leave Meg and I in the woods with 2 bears or 2 men?
2 men? I mean, you're gonna die.
Yeah, so you either die or you live. Let's go with live. Well, what kind of guys are they?
We don't know anything about them.
Do they know how to work in the woods?
Either way,
I'm taking the guys.
It's not even a question.
We didn't even need to confirm.
Okay, next question. Mitch, would you rather leave Romy in the woods with a bear or a guy?
It's always going to be a guy over a bear.
It's kind of creepy though.
90% of all guys are probably decent people.
Yeah,
and so the chances are way higher than a bear. Like it.
Yeah.
True. But the bear could take her in like 12.
Well, when have you heard of that?
They were monkeys, not bears.
Okay, everyone on TikTok is saying a bear.
You're all stupid.
I'm actually surprised you guys said bears. Like, I'm so surprised.
You have like probably like.
You would leave us, or you would leave your 3-year-old with a guy over a bear?
Yes. Listen, let me run through the ratios here. Watch. The chance of the bear killing or hurting the kid, it's got to be like 90% chance.
Okay.
The chance of that child surviving then would be like 10%, okay?
Okay.
The chance of that child surviving with a guy, it's got to be like 98%, 99%.
Just a random guy in the woods you think is a good guy. You find a guy in the woods and it's a good guy?
I think 99% of guys are
They're not just like, hey, I'm with this child and I'm going to kill the child.
But if they're in the woods...
I just think survival rate is much higher with a man.
Interesting.
Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Would you rather our daughter be in the woods with a bear or a man?
I would say a man.
Why?
Because I could be that man.
No, not you, a stranger.
Okay, someone I don't know.
Yeah.
Versus a brown bear.
Why does it have to be a brown bear?
I'm just assuming that's what other black bear, brown bear.
Just a bear, Kenny.
I think I would still say man.
Really? You want our 13-year-old daughter to be?
If I found a 13-year-old in the woods, I would be like, okay, let me try and help you to safety.
Aww.
I said I wasn't going to do this again, but here I am, doing it again. And I gotta be honest, this question is getting dumber and dumber, and I honestly believe so is humankind. At this point, we are no longer talking about a woman being trapped in the woods with a bear or a man. Now we are talking about small children.
So I've been seeing this trend, okay? And it's called bear versus strange man. The idea is you're in the forest and there's a bear in front of you and it comes after you. You turn around to run, but on the other side, there's a strange man. That's it. That's the whole scenario. A lot of girls on here are posting they would turn around and go back towards the bear. And all the dudes on TikTok are very confused. And I wanted to clear things up because this isn't a feminist thing. This isn't anything political. This is purely like female versus male thought process. And I'm going to break it down for you. Are you ready? Guys, generally speaking, are thinking fight mode, okay? Logically, you're going to think, okay, my chances against the bear, strength, power, nada. That's not going to work out. I might have a chance to take on this guy. And even if I can't win the fight, I might be able to rough him up enough to get out the way and get out of the situation. This is guy thought. I've discussed it with my husband. For girls, we go through 3 mental processes when we see this. Really quick, it's snappy, but this is the 3 that we go through. Number 1, survival. We have the 2 options. We have bear, we have man. Will we survive getting mauled by a bear? No. Okay. Will we survive strange man that looks devious? No. Let's just go with no. We don't know what his intentions are. We're gonna guess no. So that eliminates the options of survival. All right. Option 2, intention. Now I know I mentioned this a little bit. Intention. We know that bears just hunt, kill, or are territorial. This thing is mad and it's gonna maul me or kill me or try and figure out where my food is. But that's the end goal, is just death. It's gonna kill me. That's it. With the dude back there, we don't know. But I'd rather die with the bear. I'd rather him take me out, than have this dude behind me. I don't know. We don't know what he's gonna do. We don't know if the end result is probably death, but we don't know the process. We don't know where he might take us, what he would do, what his plans are, what kind of mental games he wants to do. We don't know. So I'd rather just go die right away and not have to experience anything else. Option 3 is, who can I outsmart? I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I think my chances would be higher on outsmarting the bear than trying to outsmart the weirdo in the corner. I don't want to play some weird game of catch and chase with this human. Listen, humans are devious. I don't know what you're thinking. I know what the bear's thinking. He wants me, or whatever I have on my back in my backpack. I might be able to throw him a snack and dodge the bear. I can play that game with the bear. Okay? Better chances of outsmarting the bear than trying to outsmart my mans in the back. So that's our processing. Anyway, I hope that cleared some things up. Okay, we're not trying to take on the bear. We know we're not gonna win. We're not gonna win. But I hope, men, this has cleared some things up for you, and you can understand now what we're processing. Okay, I'm just gonna die with the bear. Take me out. Send me to the Lord. All right, have a good night.
Hopefully this bad attack is quick. If not, hopefully your body goes into shock. Because what if this bear decides to leave you alive after he mangled you up? I can guarantee you there's other things in the force that's coming.
Y'all keep changing the hypothetical to make the garbage coming out of your mouth make sense, and it still makes no sense. The hypothetical is, would you rather encounter the average adult human male in the woods when you are alone, or a bear? Why is this confusing? No one said anything about serial killers. Nobody said anything about Jeffrey Dahmer. Stop changing the hypothetical. And then I saw somebody say, why would a man be in the woods? It's called camping. It's called hiking. It's called hunting. It's called enjoying nature. Why are you in the woods? Because it's part of the hypothetical. What are you actually talking about? Only one of these do you encounter on a daily basis while living your regular life and not get eaten alive. Do you know what the average male will do if they see you in the woods? Nothing. They will ignore you because you're not the main character. Like, who do you think you are? Like, you'll actually think that the average man is Prime Sukuna. What are you actually talking about right now? Like, I saw some woman say that men kill for fun. Which men are you referring to? What are you actually talking about? Like, I understand that you're chronically online, but it can't be that bad. Please just go outside. It's not that hard.
The fact that women keep picking the bear instead of the man really pisses me off.
You think they should pick the man instead?
It just doesn't make any sense because humans have bears outmatched on intelligence and empathy and rationale and logic, all right? Humans aren't predatorial and territorial the way that grizzly bears are, okay?
Doesn't that make human abusers all the more terrifying?
I would rather be woken up at 3 a.m. by men in dark cloaks, oiled up and tossed into Jonestown, being chased by Prime P. Diddy, juiced up off of Super Soldier Serum Kool-Aid, than ever be trapped in the woods with a fucking bear. What are y'all on about, bro? What are we doing here? A bear can't even understand you, bro. I'm really hearing people say, oh, at least you could reason with a bear. No, you can't. It's a wild animal, bro. It doesn't give a fuck what you're talking about. It doesn't even understand you. I mean, sure, maybe you could yell and tell it to stop, and it might be like, oh, I think this creature doesn't like this. I mean, there might be a 15% chance that he leaves you alone, but at that point, he's already nibbled on a bit of your small intestine. I'm not knocking the fact that there are indeed weird men in the world, bro, but we can have better conversations than these weird hypotheticals. The only thing it's doing is sparking fear in people. There is no way motherfuckers are talking about, I would rather be with a bear than a man. No, you wouldn't, bro. If I tossed you into the woods with a bear, you would probably be calling for a man in your life to come help you out that situation. Like, what are we doing here, bro? A lot of people do this thing I like to call performative feminism. They're not really feminists, bro. They're just saying what they think they should say. And yes, I do think it is important to examine why some women would even say they would choose being with the bear than a man. Now listen, I'm not a world-renowned feminist scholar. I'm not in school for gender studies, so I really don't know. I can acknowledge that weirdos need to be taken off the street and that there is more we can do to help women feel safe without feeding into these weird-ass conversations. Y'all are using a BuzzFeed video to spark a conversation about feminism. We've already been doing this, bro. We don't need these weird hypotheticals.
B. You don't have to climb that tree to get away from me. You know I'm not gonna hurt you. I love you. I love you, sweetie. Look at you. You don't have to climb up there. You're with the little paw, huh? You're with the little paw. You be a good boy. I see you. I see you.
As we bring this video to a close, I have just one question. If women prefer to take their chances with a bear, then why do some women take their chances doing this?
What kind of bull is that? You just cut everyone off?
And until next time, peace, and I'm out.